Today's horoscope from Astro Academy, Cancer, April 10, 2025. Mercury turns direct in your sign today, after spending over 3 weeks in retrograde motion, some of the time in your resources sector and some of the time in your sign. In the coming days and weeks, indecision will likely clear up and, ideally, recent contemplation will pay off. This can be especially the case with health, finances, and partnerships. Delays will lift, and limbo will end as new information or a new perspective emerges. If you've been looking back, reviewing, and editing, you'll begin to enjoy the rewards of these efforts. Just as Mercury doesn't immediately resume normal speed, you might try to follow a similar path, ease back into things for best results. Today's cosmic flow may be a bit challenging to face. This is because sweet Venus, our lesser benefic and the goddess planet of beauty and love, will unite in an exact conjunction with mighty Saturn, the great taskmaster planet who is standing within your solar house of identity, your zodiac sign. Tension could pop up now, especially in regard to your feelings and life's plans and how you showcase your individuality. You may decide that only you can make the life you desire and can't trust anyone to help you get there. Above all, though, lead with love, grace, and kindness always. Do not let anyone doubt your confidence. The past few weeks may have taken a hit on your overall sense of security and stability. Mercury retrograde has impacted your outlook on your values, professional identity, and self-worth. You could have felt insecure during this period, especially if you had compared yourself to your colleagues. While this has been tough, you should see a change in your self-perception and stability once Mercury stations direct in your sign. However, the change begins with you, so make an effort to speak kindly to yourself and talk highly of your attributes. You have never been one to blindly conform to the group, but you certainly do care what people think of you. It's time to help them and yourself out and give them the information they need in order to really know you. You might want to first take a refresher course where you are concerned. Do you really know what you do and do not want? Disciplined exercise such as swimming and running give you the time to reflect on these questions while building your strength and self-esteem. Take care that you don't get caught up in outdoing the Jones. Living up to perceived standards can become a never-ending exercise in one-upmanship that might not make a lot of sense when you step back and look at it. It can be easy on this day to fall into this kind of trap. Try to remember that the standards you live by should be set by yourself, and not by what others determine to be required. Live happily, securely, and within your means. It is not just today that the stars are sending mixed messages, and instead, this is something that you will have to get used to. On the one hand, as a friendly aspect between Venus, the planet of love in Pisces, and Mars in a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart peaks, they will be encouraging you to keep your work hat off. On the other hand, the new working week is not only getting off to an empowered start across the income, work and career fronts, but in a way that is just a small taste of things to come. Where you're going, knowing when to keep your work hat on and when to take it off will be essential. Thanks to the moon's departure from your romantic sector yesterday, there is a chance to look to the past, present and future with confidence. This last visit before Mars leaves has helped to fuel his romantic passions and fighting spirit, while both the Moon and Mars' friendly aspect to Venus has made it easier to embrace the planet of love's final days in retrograde motion in Pisces. Cancer, emotion is a superpower today. Your quote of the day: protect your peace like it's priceless. Your color of the day is soft silver, reflective and calming. Lucky numbers: 4, 8, 22. A familiar feeling resurfaces this time, meet it with wisdom. Create space for comfort and quiet. Someone close may need your gentle insight. Nurture yourself like you do for others, you deserve it too. Our eyes in the sky. Let's take a deep breath and welcome the energy of April 11th, 2025. Today feels like one of those moments where the universe invites you to slow down just enough to notice something you might have missed, a shift, a sign, a subtle sense that something is ready to change or open up. No matter where you are on your journey, this reading is here to meet you gently, like a conversation with an old friend who sees you clearly. Let's step into this space together and see what the cards have to say. The first card that comes forward today is the Eight of Cups, a powerful symbol of emotional evolution. This card often appears when something you once deeply cared about no longer feels aligned, and the time has come to move forward even if the path ahead isn't completely clear. It doesn't always mean walking away in a dramatic way. Sometimes it's simply the quiet decision to let go of a mindset, a pattern, or an expectation that's been weighing on you. It's the moment you stop pretending something still fits when it really doesn't. And while that kind of shift can feel heavy or uncertain, it's also liberating. Think of this as your soul gently tapping you on the shoulder, asking, "Is this still for me?" If there's something in your life that's felt hollow lately, don't be afraid to explore what it would mean to release it. There's something waiting for you on the other side of that choice. Trust that inner knowing. Following this, we're met with the Ace of Wands, a burst of new, creative energy. This card is like a spark. It doesn't necessarily give you the entire map, but it lights a fire that can guide you forward. The Ace of Wands invites inspiration, possibility, and the beginning of something exciting. Maybe you've had an idea simmering on the back burner. Maybe there's something you've wanted to create, try, or pursue, but haven't quite given yourself permission to begin. This card is your green light. What would it look like to say yes to your own passion today? Even in the smallest way, writing one paragraph, making that phone call, sketching out a dream, every spark counts. Don't underestimate how powerful a first step can be. Our next card is the Ten of Pentacles, and this is such a grounding presence. It brings in themes of legacy, long-term stability, and support systems. It reminds you that what you're building now doesn't just serve the moment, it's contributing to something lasting. Whether you've been thinking about financial goals, family dynamics, or the kind of life you want to create long-term, this card encourages you to look at the bigger picture. What kind of foundation are you building? Who do you want standing beside you in that vision? And what traditions or values do you want to carry forward or let go of? It's a beautiful invitation to connect with your roots while also making conscious choices about what you're growing toward. There's no rush here. Just the reminder that your efforts are creating something meaningful, piece by piece. Next, we draw the Queen of Cups, a deeply compassionate and intuitive energy. She's emotionally wise, empathetic, and knows how to hold space for herself and for others. Today, this card might be nudging you to check in with your emotional body. How are you really feeling beneath the surface? Is there a part of you that needs a little more gentleness, a little more attention? The Queen of Cups encourages emotional honesty, not as a performance but as a form of healing. And if you've been that steady support for others lately, this is your reminder that you deserve that softness in return. Let today be a day where you lean into emotional balance, whether that means setting a boundary, journaling, spending quiet time with someone who feels like home, or simply allowing yourself to feel what you feel without judgment. There's strength in softness. And finally, we close with the Six of Wands, a card of recognition, success, and rising confidence. This card is the moment you realize, yes, I am making progress. I am being seen. Even if the applause hasn't been loud, someone is noticing. You might receive encouragement or praise today, Or you might simply have a personal win that affirms you're on the right track. Either way, this card encourages you to own it. You don't need to downplay your growth to make others comfortable. You've earned this moment. Celebrate the victories, big or small. You've come through so much, and you're still here, still showing up, still believing in better. That matters. So as we look at these 5 cards, the 8 of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the 6 of Wands, we see a beautiful unfolding. Letting go of what no longer serves. Welcoming in new passion. Building long-term stability. Honoring emotional wisdom. And standing tall in your wins. It's a reminder that this journey you're on is layered, sacred, and yours alone. There's no one right way to move forward. But when you choose to stay present, to stay honest, and to follow the thread of what lights you up, that's when everything begins to shift.